The arrogant academy director laughed off my daughter's near-fatal medical emergency. Then she realized exactly who was sitting across from her. Director Vivian Drake smoothly insisted my teenager was simply acting out for attention. Even as Zara sat beside me, her complexion, a terrifying shade of ash, the sticky residue of hospital IV tape still clinging to her trembling hand. She delivered this verdict from behind a sleek glass desk in an office plastered with elite accreditation certificates and photos of herself at luxury charity galas. Her tone dripped with that elitist irritation reserved for parents she deemed a nuisance. Zara was 14. She had spent the previous night in the intensive care unit at Boulder Memorial Hospital, racking up a $14,500 medical bill. When she finally woke up, she choked back sobs and confessed the whole nightmare. For 3 months, the administration at Sterling Preparatory Academy had harassed her over her type 1 diabetes management. It started with snide remarks about her testing kit and escalated to outright hostility. The catalyst was a wealthy legacy parent who complained that the faint beeping of Zara's continuous glucose monitor was distracting their daughter during AP chemistry. Instead of defending a disabled student, the school prioritized their donor class. Yesterday, at exactly 10:14 a.m., Nurse Knox and Director Drake cornered Zara. They confiscated her emergency insulin and digital monitor under the guise of a strict zero-tolerance contraband policy and threw her into a windowless detention room. They ignored her desperate pleas as her blood sugar spiked into dangerous ketoacidosis. They left her there for 4 hours until she collapsed on the floor. I didn't yell when I found out. I methodically downloaded the FDA encrypted transmission logs from Zara's medical cloud, which pinpointed the exact second her device was forcibly disconnected. I secured the hospital toxicology reports. Then, I scheduled an immediate meeting with Drake. What the school didn't know was that my name isn't Dante Cross. We enrolled Zara using her mother's maiden name to keep my professional life completely separate. I am the chief medical inspector for the Colorado Department of Public Health. My department writes, approves, and revokes the operating licenses for every private school health clinic in the state. I kept this hidden because I wanted Zara to be treated like a normal teenager, not the daughter of a high-ranking state official. Sitting in Drake's office, listening to her gaslight my traumatized child, I realized my desire for normalcy had nearly cost my daughter her life. Drake didn't even glance at the hospital records. She launched into a patronizing lecture about campus security, strict discipline, and how teenagers often exaggerate symptoms to skip class. Mr. Cross, she sighed, checking her gold watch. I understand you're emotional, but Zara brought unauthorized injection paraphernalia onto campus. Our policies are absolute. Children with such demanding conditions often struggle to adapt to Sterling's rigorous environment. If she can't comply with our standards, perhaps a public school would be better equipped for her needs. She was trying to expel the victim to cover her own massive liability. Director Drake, I replied, my voice dead calm. My daughter was held captive and denied life-saving medication. You induced a severe medical trauma. This is reckless endangerment. She scoffed, standing up. We investigated internally and found zero wrongdoing. My decision is final. Please, gather your things. I didn't stand up. I reached into my briefcase, pulled out the heavy leather folio containing my state credentials, and dropped it onto her pristine desk. Actually, Vivian, we are just getting started, I said, watching her eyes drop to the golden state seal. I'm Dr. Dante Hayes, Chief Medical Inspector for Colorado. As of this second, I am officially opening a criminal negligence probe into this institution. Sterling Preparatory's health license is suspended. The blood drained from her face instantly. 7 months later, after the state dismantled her career and stripped her administrative licenses, Drake walked into a final appeals hearing in Denver, desperate to save her pension. She froze in the doorway when she looked at the judging panel and saw me sitting directly in the center chair, holding her future in my hands.